Welcome back. Today's class is for Matt. Matt, thank you so much for requesting this, and thank you for being on the page. I'm happy you're here. I'm hoping that I can help you out a little bit here, and I'm so glad that I could finally get to it. Thank you for your patience. Matt has requested that we strengthen glutes, work on the medial activators as well as the maximal activators in your glutes, and he needs hip relief, hip tension relief, open hips. I get it. Most of us do, especially if you're working on your feet, which Matt is. So today we're going to activate glutes to actively stretch the hip flexors. In order to do that, I'm going to request you have a booty band. If you don't have a booty band, you can tie off the resistance band, which is what I've done here. I broke my booty band, not because I was like so beast, right? Because I left it in the sun. And so when I tried to use it next, it disintegrated. The other thing you'll need is a bench. If you don't have a bench, you can use the edge of like an L on a couch, or you can pause the video and head to your bed. I know that's kind of inconvenient to do in the middle of a workout, so you can use the floor, little blanket underneath your hips. The reason I want a bench, or prefer a bench rather, is for range of motion, because we'll be like this tapping at, but if we're on the bench, you'll be able to have full hip flexion. All right, let's start on your back. All right, press play on your playlist if you're using it in 3, 2, 1. I've got my band nearby. I'm gonna roll all the way down. Knees bent, feet flat on your mat, hip distance apart. We always start with breath, a breath check-in. How is your breath right now? Is it smooth, free-flowing? Or is it maybe a little tight, a little shallow? Just notice. Now we'll slow down the breathing. So inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, side away. Nice. Let's bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe open up the hips here, rock side to side in the low back. So notice how your low back is flush with the mat right now. It's making contact with the floor. We want to try to keep some of that as we work into the core here. Just to wake up these big belly muscles. What we're going to be trying to do today in all of our positions is avoiding dumping into the low back. And we do that by having a strong core, working a posterior tilt. So right now you're in a posterior tilt. When you put your feet down and you feel that little lift below you, that's an anterior tilt. Can you try to posterior tilt with your feet down? Yeah, smush your low back to the floor. Notice how that requires some of your belly muscles. That's what we want in most of your poses today. So knees back into your chest. Catch your ankles or anywhere you can behind your thighs, behind your knees, and give me a little happy baby. So we're just opening up backs of thighs here into hamstrings and glutes. Flex your feet and roll out your ankles. 4, 3, yeah, it's gonna feel a little chunky. That's okay. 2, a little awkward. Totally fine. And switch down. 3. Are you breathing? 2 and 1. Knees back together. Give yourself a bigger hug. So beyond just physical work, our mental stress plays a big part in how the body feels. And we store stress. We store negative emotions in the body. And that's a big reason why yoga helps people, is because it doesn't just focus on the physical, it focuses on the mental as well. So that's what we'll be doing a little bit today, is reminding yourself that you are human and you deal with stress. And especially your career, Matt. Matt is an officer. He's a police officer. I know that can be really stressful. So open up your thighs and start to take some bigger circles here. And just remind yourself that you're doing the best that you can. And it's important to release feelings of guilt, release feelings of distress from things you may have seen. Gotta let all that go. It's important to laugh and lighten up about things. What helps me a lot is journaling. That helps me. Okay. Left leg goes long, right knee into your chest. Soften the leg down. Maybe rock the right knee side to side. Last two. Last one. Switch it out. Left and right. Both knees back into your chest. Send your legs up high to the sky. Point your toes. All right, here's the core. Posterior tilt. Roll the tailbone up. Try to draw your pubis towards your belly button. And we're going to find tiny little lifts. It's just your tail moving off the floor about an inch. That's it. Your legs might not be totally straight. That's fine. Point through the toes. 5. We're just rocking it up. This is not momentum. This is low abdominal work. 4. 3. The upper abs might start to quiver a little bit, wanting to help. 2. And 1. Keep it lifted. Hold, maintain, chin to chest. Roll up. Reach. 2. 1. Right leg goes long. Arms reach up and overhead. One more breath. Exhale, lift leg, lift arms back towards the end of your mat. Chin to chest, round the spine. Exhale, opposite leg goes long. Reach your arms up and overhead. So this left glute is squeezing like crazy to maintain that position. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring it back up. All right, last time, a little more fluid. We're gonna go through 3 rounds each side. Right leg, arms. Left leg, arms. Try to get your shoulders off the mat. Right leg, arms. I just realized your name was Matt. And that's like the yoga mat. Oh, you probably hate that. I'm sorry. Back. Last set. Yeah, I wouldn't like it if someone compared me to a yoga mat either. Although, I'm pretty weird, so maybe. Rock your legs around town and switch it. 2. 1. Nice work. All right. Feet down. Here's where we start tapping into the glutes. No band for right now. Open up your arms. Shimmy your shoulders into your chest once again. We're going to work on this posterior tilt. Posterior, posterior. You might hear me say both. Don't worry about it. Hip points roll towards your navel. Scoop the tail off. So let's try that again. It's like you're rolling and tilting a bowl, your pelvic bowl, in, pouring onto your belly button. Good. Continue to engage the glutes as you lift all the way up off the spine. So bring your hands here, give yourself a little bit of love, and feel that engagement right underneath the hamstring into the glute where they connect. A little bit of tension, we want that. And then bring your hands all the way to the low back and where the glutes connect. And we want just a little bit right there, a little bit of perk. Now center and feel all that. Yep, nice. So we want this. Stabilize. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your nose. Amazing. This is what you should do every day after work. Every day. If nothing else, this right here. Gorgeous. Let's roll it back down. So think about mid back coming down. Low back coming down. Bowl is posterior tilted. And low back. Whew. That's a lot of work. Take your hands to your thighs. Push your thigh bones. 2. 1. Yep. Settle the low back into the mat. Let's go again. Scoop. Pubis in, tail up. Roll it up like a string of pearls. Squeeze your glute. Think like pubic bone to face, tail to calves. Hold and breathe. Let's get some pulses going. So what I want you to avoid is dumping this into the low back. And how you avoid that is we're not just lifting up and down through the low back here. Again, that posterior tilt is going to take it out of the low back. We tap, squeeze, tap, squeeze, tap, squeeze. So we get hip flexor release at the top. This is your hip flexor area, and we're opening it up here. 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice, roll it back down. Left ankle, right thigh. Take your left hand, draw your left thigh bone out, flex into the left foot. Roll it up. Now, I know it's tricky. The reason I love this is because we're working the balance on that right leg, which really supercharges the stabilizers of your right glute. And we're getting hip flexor opening on this left side. Your leg might look like this, but as long as you're working that knee outwards, this is perfect for you. If you're struggling to keep your hips lifted, dig your triceps, back of your arms into the mat for extra support. Tap, squeeze right glute. Tap, squeeze. Tap, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pause. Keep it lifted. Can you roll out your ankle here? Can you point and flex? And then just pause and breathe. Take it out of the low back. Draw the navel down. Roll the pubis up. 2. I know. Last one. Roll it down. Oh boy, right? Now pick up that knee and just give yourself a little side to side. Switch. Right hand pushes that thigh bone out as far as it can. Roll out the right foot. We're lifting up. Roll, tuck, lift, squeeze. Get it up there. Flex into the right foot. Drawing right thigh bone out. Squeezing left glute to lift through both hips. Drive down through that front heel. Oh, yeah. I know. I don't know who comes up with this shit. 4. Squeeze. 3. 2. Still working those arm bones down. 1. Hold, 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 hold. Squeeze and lift a little higher. Roll out the ankle. Keep breathing. And down. Woo. Good job. All right, open up your arms. Rock your thighs left and right. A lot of space between your feet for this. Amazing. Back to center. Welcome the booty band in. Time to play. I want it right in the middle end of your quad. So 3/4 of the way down. Or 1/3. Maybe that's a better fraction for it. I was never the best in math. Lift, squeeze. So roll onto the outer edges of your feet. And again, I do not want anterior tilt, a little bit of back bend. I want length, tail, squeeze, engage. We're working it out. So on the edges of your feet, outer edges, working it out. Whoo, hello. So this is working again, opening up active mobility in the hip flexors. Squeezing those glutes. 10, 9, 8. And I don't come all the way in. I come in just enough to still feel the tension. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Out, 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 out. 10, 9, 8. Keep those hips lifted. Keep your booty squeezing. Boom, boom. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy, yeah. Roll it all down. Take a deep breath. Come on, Siri. Reach your arms up, rock it side to side. All right, walk your feet out a little wider. Lift up your hips. Squeeze your hips, pick up your tippy toes. Tap your heels. With this width of your feet, I want you to squeeze and lift into the band as wide as you can get. Your knees are not rolling out. You're just on those heels, trying to work the thigh bone straight up to the sky. Squeeze your glutes like crazy. Cannot say it enough, I swear. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tiny pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, roll it down. Oh. Sha. We're going to do it all again because I love you. Take that off. Roll it up. 10-second hold. Three, 2, 1. Roll it down. Rest. Push the thigh bones back on up. Tiny pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, 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 and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll, 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 roll all the way down. Yeah. Right ankle over left thigh. Lift. Come on, come on, come on. Work that right thigh bone out. I know, flex the right foot. This should be a little more accessible now. Squeeze the left glute. Tiny pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Squeeze. 2, 1. Tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. Not too much more. It's 5. It's 4. You got 3. 2, 1. Stay in midair. Switch it out. Breathe. It's your last time through this stuff, so please stay with me, okay? Don't leave me hanging. So we're going in reverse, apparently. That's what my body decided. So we're 5, 4 full extensions. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it's pulse and squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg extends off. Roll onto the outer edges. Exhale, bring it in. 3 more without the band, just to feel the full range of motion. Roll it down. Oh, yeah. Pick up one knee and the next. All right, finishing off that goodness. 1/3 of the way. Lift, roll, pulse. Mm-hmm. 10, 9, 8. I was anticipating you hating that, but I was just now counting down from 10, 2, 1. Lift, exhale, roll it down. Give yourself a hug. Nice work. All right, so keep the band nearby. Sit up. Tabletop. All right, a little bit of cat and cow here. So we'll find spinal flexion and extension. Extension, we're opening up the heart through. Exhale, flexion, chin to chest. Extension, stretch front body. Exhale, flexion, round. Now start to find a little bit of extra movement. So circles of the ribs or of the hips. Yeah. Downward facing dog. Now this probably isn't your favorite posture. And that's okay, especially if shoulders are tight. Try to push the floor away and sink your chest a little closer to your knees. And put more weight into your heels. Bend your knees nice and deep here. And this should feel great for stretching open the glutes. Pedal it out. So come forward in towards a plank pose. Left ankle to right thigh. Same thing we did on our back, but now we're in down dog. So do your best here. Might not be so easy. It's definitely not. Just try. And then shift it forward and switch. Opposite ankle, opposite thigh. Nice work. Now both feet down. Lower your knees down and then melt your hips down. Cobra. And melt all the way down. I'm lifting my feet. See if it feels okay for you to do the same. Child's pose, knees wide, hips back. Just breathe, soften. You have a big sense of wonder in this pose, of ease, of gentleness. It's called child's pose for a reason. I think as adults, we're just always trying to tap into our childlike state. All right, tabletop pose. Right knee to chest, step your foot between your thumbs. I've got my left knee on a blanket here. We're standing up. All right. So here you can have a wall nearby or just work to balance. I want you to squeeze your left glute, Roll your pubis up. Take your left arm out to the side and give me a side body stretch. Oh yeah. Do you feel that through here? Squeeze your left glute a lot to find it. Bring your belly in. One more. Yep. Good work. Untuck the back toe if it was tucked. Interlace your hands onto your thigh. Round. And then arch. Yep. Round. And then arch. Last two. Push down through the back foot. Traction the thigh bones together like you're wrinkling up your mat. Last one. Beautiful. Right hands come down. Drag your right hip back. A little bit of hamstring stretch here. Rebend into the front knee. Tuck the back toe. Lift the knee. Squeeze the left glute to stand up. Tap, lift. So just a tiny little knee tap to the ground. It doesn't have to connect. For 4, working into the hip flexors, you should feel this deep, deep stretch here. 2. Squeeze the left glute, maybe shorten your stance if you need. Last one. Good, take your hands forward. Round them like you're holding a beach ball, and then twist to the right. You feel that in that hip flexor? I bet. 2, 1. Nice work. Straighten the back leg, lean your heart forward, spin the heel down, open it up, warrior 2. So now we're externally rotating both hips. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand to the sky. Reach. Nice work. Frame it back off to the floor. Step your right leg back, plank. Float your left leg. Tap the toe down, lift it up. Flexing glutes. Nice long belly and back. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Sit back on your heels. Not too terribly much more. We'll go through that on the other side. And then we're meeting this guy soon. I have a little bench friend. Okie doke. A little bit of stirring it up here. Great. Left knee to nose or chest and step it through. Stand it up. So first, squeeze right glute. Roll up the pubis bone. Try to stretch open the front of the quad and into the hip flexor. Left hand to thigh or hip. Reach right arm up and over. Breathe into these spaces, into the spaces that feel difficult or impossible. Into the places that have the most tension. And back up to center. Tough stuff. Interlace, press, untuck the back toe, round, arch. Round, arch. Nicely done. All right. Soften your shoulders out of your ears. Hands come down. Tuck the back toe. Lift up. So keep the back knee as bent as possible. Lowering, lifting. Tap, lift. If you need to shorten your stance, go ahead. 4. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Pull your left hip back. Toes to your face. Little swivel. Nice. Back into your high lunge. Spin open. Warrior 2. Give me a little reverse. Side angle. Left hand comes down. Right hand to the sky. square it back off to the front of the mat. Step. Float your right leg, pulse. 5, 4, 3. Flex the foot. 2, 1. Melt all the way down to the floor. Take your fingertips down, your elbows to the sky, sort of like this little gecko grip I've got. Lift your legs. Exhale, lower. Push your pubis down. Just 2 more like that. Nice. And back to child's pose. All right, I think you're warmed up enough. I think you can go into this bench work. All right. You've got your booty band. We'll actually bring it right to the ankles, just the outsides of the ankles here. I want your hips off the edge, right on the edge. Like if you could bend your knees, your thighs would come down. That's where I want you. So you're still able to put your hip points down into the mat. I'm gonna move my key. Okay. All right. Great thing about a bench is I have handholds right here. So float your legs and then you'll decide quickly if you need to readjust. I do. Open up your legs as much as the band will allow you. Flex or point your toes. I'm going to say flex. It might be a little easier. Tap your toes down. Squeeze the glutes to lift. Tap. Squeeze. Yeah. Tap. Squeeze. So as everything comes down, we get more range of motion. Keep your hip points nice and low. Zip your belly up. 5, 4, 3, 2. If you're working this on the floor, it's the same thing. Just get grounded. Tap the toes, lift the heels. Last one. Pulse, 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 pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, work the thighs out. I know this feels impossible. Just do your best. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the toes together. Tap it up. Tap it up. 4. Toes and heels together. 2. Goodbye. And 1. Holy moly. Bah! Sit back. Only one more time through that. Okay? If you've made it this far, applause to you. There were times I myself wanted to quit. This is the tough stuff. Okay. Putting on my timer for another 2 minutes. So rock the hip side to side. Oh, can you hear me? And then take a little side stretch for me. Just opening up side waist into the spine. Amazing. Next round through. Find your positioning. Tap the toes down, flex into the feet. Exhale, lift. Lift. Work those legs nice and wide. That'll start working that gluteus medius. Gluteus, like Brutus. If I have a son, I'm naming him Gluteus. It would be very fitting. What a motto for my fitness persona. Last one. Lift, out, out. So straight legs this time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh my God. 2, 1. Bend the knees, heels together. Up, up. Knees wide on this one. Think like a little froggy. Last 2, 1. And melt it back down. Nice work. If you've still got this bench, let's get a little more comfortable with it. Forearms help me to drop down onto my upper back. Okay. Middle of the thighs. So again, no anterior, think posterior. Roll the pubis towards your face, the tail towards your thighs. Lower, squeeze, lower, squeeze. Now we have just a little bit more range of motion to work with here. And if you need to back off even more, go for it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot down, left ankle, lift. Yeah. Keep the core muscles on. Switch. That's tough. Okay. Lift a little bit more. Think like as straight as your legs can get. Have a seat. Blah. Nice work. Let's wind it on down, shall we? Remove your band. Come onto your back. Once again, we're here. Knees into your chest. All right, let's wind it down. Come onto your belly. Sphinx pose, elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms pressed down. Bend into your left knee. See if you can catch the top of the foot. And if you can, spin the elbow to the sky. If that's way too much, just keep it here and keep working the heel towards your high knee. Draw that left hip point down, square down the hip. Work the inner thigh just a little bit. 2. Soft release, no slingshot. Exhale, switch. Your degree. Draw the right hip point down. 2. Active left leg. 1. Soft release there. Forehead down, hands back. Our last big movement, locust pose. So I'm not lowering everything down because I got a mic to think about here, but I want you to melt your forehead down, your shoulders, everything. All right, start with your shoulders, start with your chest, lift your forehead, and then let's lift everything like you're flying Superman. If you can bend the knees and catch the ankles, kick, keep the thighs together, and we're working that. Otherwise, stay long. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right arm reaches across left. Bend into your left knee. Pull your left arm oh my gosh, all the way behind you. That was my back. Sorry if that's a cringe for you. Long arms, maybe look towards the left or straight up. Big breaths. Now crawl this knee just a little bit higher and then roll over to the left just a little more so you'll get a deeper stretch along that left side. Nice. Come back onto your belly, take it slow. Left arm reaches all the way through. Bend into your right knee, pull it up. And then take your right hand behind you and work your way into a twist. Yeah, and find that middle ground. How's your breath here? Is it easier or is it still a little tight? You did a lot of work. So try to get a deeper breath if you can. Nice. Now we'll stay on your back and we'll scooch onto the mat. Open up your arms. Walk your legs wide and then let the left knee come in, the right knee turn out. Big breaths. Wiggle your toes. All right. Draw them back through center. Switch sides. Wide feet, wider than your mat, if you can do it. As wide as you can go. Wow, I could take a nap, which we're about to take an adult nap, little Shavasana. It's part of the mental of yoga. It's meditation. So while it helps your body physiologically with fight or flight, puts you into a state of rest and digest, parasympathetic nervous system, cross your ankles and give yourself a hug. It also helps with calming your mind and all of the thoughts that filter in and out of it. Just like emotions, thoughts too can get stuck. And really, thoughts are just meant to be like passing clouds in the sky of our mind. We're trying not to let them hover like rainstorms. Walk your legs out. The other option for your Shavasana, your adult nap, is taking a blanket or even a block and rolling it up nice and thick and placing that underneath your hips so that your hip flexors get even more relief. Turn your toes out and open up your arms, and we're here for about 3 minutes. So get comfortable. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Rock your head side to side. Soften your jaw by sliding it left and right. Reach your arms up and overhead. Bend your knees, hug them into your chest. Give yourself a hug and a little bit of thanks for making the time and the space. It's so important to slow down and take care of this vessel and this mind. Thank you again. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time.